Intro. We're going to go live in 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 121 of the Converted Podcast, the World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid guild on Airy Peak, US. Today is February 5th, 2018. It is roughly 6:12 p.m. Airy Peak local time. Thank you very much for joining us. Sal, what's up this episode?
In this episode, we have CTR Raid Team Rectified, your converted shoutouts, brand new races. And did you see that game last night?
Uh-huh.
Did you see that game last night? Psych, it's a Tide commercial.
Oh.
Well, anyway, speaking of special guests, our guys tonight from Rectified, it's Jamal. Jamal, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Couldn't be better. I am Barfolomew the Paladin, something witty. How you doing, Sal? I just read what they put in front of me.
I had the most epic of birthdays this past few days. My sister was in town. She came in Thursday, and it was a constant party until she left at 3 a.m. this morning. That was the best yawn while talking ever. So
I just figured you did it for the stage production, like the showmanship of it.
Oh, I had the most epic birthday ever. My sister came in last Thursday, and she didn't leave until 3 a.m. This morning, Monday, and it was just on the entire time. It was just party and just go, go, go. And yeah, I am just about to hit a wall because of all the positivity and stuff, and tired and great, and Super Bowl and Korean food and cake.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard you took over the bar for the Super Bowl.
We totally took over a bar. So we went and saw a movie yesterday, and we were walking around Williamsburg, and we just popped in the movie theater and saw the three billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. Guys, that's a really good movie. Okay,
yeah?
It's good. It's really good. Frances McDormand is pretty awesome. And so we saw that, and then it was like raining a lot, and we were just gonna go home and like watch the game. And I'm like, this Korean little bar place has good snacks. We popped in there, and there was no one else there. Like every other bar down the street, was like totally just rammed, and there's just nobody. And we found out that everyone else that was there were employees, so we were the only non-employees in the bar.
Oh my God.
And I was like, we're like lounging in with our feet up and stuff. And we would just call Andrew, the bartender, Andrew, to bring us more beers. And, and he's like, Summer, what kind of shots do you want, man? It was pretty cool. Yeah. We took over the bar.
That's
and we
awesome.
Turned it up for JT. Like all the way up. And, he was like, is this too loud? And then they were showing this thing about Biggie and Tupac, like the unsolved murders. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Tupac. He goes, too loud? I'm like, no, Tupac. Oh, it's too loud? Tupac. No, God. Yeah. Then we watched some JT, and that was good. And we weren't going to watch the whole game because, like, I'll be honest, I hadn't watched a football game this season. I didn't really care at all. But then it was like a really good game.
Yeah.
Like it was a really good game, and it was like down to the last play, even. So, all right, Super Bowl. That was okay. So,
well, now let's hear from the real star of the show, Turarts. Turarts, what'd you do this week?
This week I was in WoW a lot, but not playing. I was mailing out all of your guys' anniversary stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's all gone. We had over 300 people sign up. Yeah, we had a ton of people sign up. I thought we only had like 200, but we actually had 300 people sign up, and it was crazy because you can only mail 20 an hour, folks. Only mail 20 an hour. That's it. So check your mailboxes because you guys got some epic stuff. I do have some things coming back to me because I don't know what mounts and pets you have, and I'm not spending the time. Literally, I random list it, and you get what you get matched with. I'm not going to go through and be like, she has this one, he has that. No. And what we're doing with those, and I just did one before the show, I'm going to randomly be popping in game and saying, hey, come find me, and I'll be in a random location in Azeroth, and the first to find me gets a prize, and I gave away a vial of sands.
Awesome.
That was the first prize to go. So, yep, one of Cogsette. I had her name up and I just lost it. But yeah, she just won that. So you can't have the mount or the pet or whatever I'm giving away is the rule. And just the first person to find me wherever I'm at. I'm trying to keep it in places where for some reason, like your level 40 is hanging out in the zone I happen to be in. You can come find it. So it'll be places low to the ground or that can be climbed with maybe some parkour.
Parkour.
But yeah, I will say we do have another vial of sands to give away. And we do have a Jade Panther to give away, a Naxi, which is a really cool pet, and a couple other pets.
Wait a minute.
To give away
I don't have Naxi. Where are you?
Oh, no, not right now. I'm not doing it right now. I did it today. I'll do it a couple more times throughout the week.
But I don't have Naxi.
That's what people in chat, they're like, how much can I pay you just to have this mount? I'm like, that's not the point. The point is we're having fun. But no, a lot of people whisper like, that was so much fun even though I didn't find you. I'm like, good. I'm glad. And I'm glad someone won it. So check that out. That'll be my WoW thing. Non-WoW stuff. There's this little game. There's this little game called Cuphead, folks. Cuphead is a lot of words that I can't say because we are a PG podcast. But I spent 4 hours. It's one of the longer streams I've had. 4 hours playing Cuphead. And I beat 1, 2, 3 bosses. That's all you do. It's a platform game where you just shoot and you keep shooting, but they shoot stuff back at you. So you have to jump and duck and dive and like squiggle your way through. But it's much harder than that. As a Mario like legend, I thought I was going to own this game.
It's actually I was thinking it's really a lot more Mega Man than it is Mario.
Yeah, I was thinking it is intense, guys, and I am very, very much about family friendly, but when I got in my stream today, there was not a family friendly word that came out of my mouth. It's fun though. It really is. It's a little frustrating. It's cute. The graphics are awesome. It's kind of set in like this 1920, maybe even 40s, but 1920s-esque vibe is what I think of it. It's very fun, but I've been cupheading. It's addicting and it's frustrating and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, so basically I've been in WoW, not doing WoW things, but doing WoW things and all the Cuphead. I know Sal has her little cup. There is another character called Mugman.
Yeah, if you play two-player.
Mugman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cuphead and Mugman.
Basically, it starts off with the devil went down to Georgia, but instead of winning, the boys lost, and now they have to go collect other souls. So you're fighting these bad guys to collect souls.
It's a game about demonic teacups. It's hilarious. They're both dressed like Mickey Mouse. They shoot out of their little finger. It's funny.
It is. It's so cute. But enough about me. Let's talk to the awesome, amazing Barfolicious. Barf, what have you been up to this week?
I, too, went to a Super Bowl thing. I went to a friend's house. There were probably, 24 people there. It was like a large party. There was one obnoxious football head. One. Only one. There was a chili cook-off, man, and everyone brought chilies. I didn't bring any chili because I don't have chili. I don't have a chili recipe. And everyone has like, this is my chicken and something pineapple chili recipe, and this is my chocolate beef recipe. Like they had all kinds of crazy weird chilies. So I was stuffed my body full of chili, and I enjoyed the game. And there was one fella who was screaming too much and jumping up and down about the game and pounding his hat on the couch and all that. But everyone else was relaxed and had a drink and enjoyed the game and had a conversation and had a nice time and all that. So it was, I feel like, considering those numbers, that ratio, I feel like I came out ahead of the game.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
The other big thing that happened was that the World of Warcraft decided that they were going to push out the pre-orders for Battle for Azeroth.
Yeah.
And with that came a couple of extra character slots and a couple of new races, presuming that you've filled out all the requirements, which I've done. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to unload me, so I'm going to figure out the races, and I'm going to get all my things together, man. I got to get all the stuff. So I unlocked all 4 of the races. I rolled 2 new Void Elves because I have a problem. And I've been leveling a Void Elf Warrior and a Void
Addicted
Elf
to mana?
Priest. No, they're the Nightborn. The Void Elves are the
But you got 2
shadowy
of them?
Oh, that's
mean
right.
ones.
That's right,
Yes.
that's right.
I have 2 new characters.
Okay.
Because what am I going to do with my spare time other than play Warcraft?
Yeah, but there's other races. Okay, that's fine.
Why would
It's
I
your
roll
craft,
any
wow.
of the other races?
It's your craft
Void
to war,
Elves
so
win.
you-
But that's been the majority of my my week and a half, 2 weeks actually, has just been playing the video games and keeping up on stuff and making sure everything's good. However, enough about me, right? Nobody cares what I have to say. Tonight brings us someone who is no stranger to the Converted podcast, hailing all the way from one of the premier Convert to Raid teams. It's Jamal. Jamal, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good.
I'm glad to hear that you're still there after all the rambling we did.
It was great hearing what you guys were doing. Unfortunately, I didn't have a birthday. I didn't get any new games. I didn't go to a Super Bowl party. I'm pretty boring.
I wouldn't say that's boring at all. We're super excited to have you on. You're a repeat offender of the show. So we kind of know this question, but tell us about who is Jamal in real life?
So I'm from Wisconsin. I'm married. I have 3 kids. Work a full-time job. You know, the basics.
The usual.
Yep. Love playing Warcraft. I play a paladin in-game mostly. So, Barf, you're a person after my own heart. Chose the right class. Everyone else, I don't know
I
what to
have
tell
just plain, just normal.
you.
Stolen from a restaurant. It's fine.
Okay, so this is not the first time, but how many times have you been on the show? Talking about Rectified?
I was on here, almost a year ago, right after Legion launched.
That's right.
So.
Okay. Yeah, and in that time, you still haven't picked up a webcam?
No, I mean, I don't. So this is actually the second time I've used Skype in like a year. So I don't really have a reason to have a webcam. I mean, how much do you guys use a webcam other than when you're on the podcast?
All the time.
5 or
All
6
time
times a week.
streaming.
I
Yeah.
guess I'm just out of the loop. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I talk to my nieces. I talk to my mom. She likes to show me like things that she's made and stuff. And I talk to like people overseas.
Well, I tell you,
Yeah.
I mean, I have some friends overseas, but I don't know. I guess voice chat suffices. But all my family lives within an hour of me, so that's pretty great. I can just go there. I don't need a camera.
It is pretty great to live to live like that. Yeah, I like to call my sister her brother-in-law and have weird conversations about like wooden ducks or something with a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
Those are the
Aw.
best.
definitely wooden
Six-year-olds
ducks.
are great.
Yeah, she keeps picking stuff up from her nana's house and bringing it home.
Yeah. Yes, I can relate. I have a few lovely tchotchkes. Thank you, Miles. Dang it. But, there's actually a story behind why we have you on the show tonight. A CTR member actually requested to have Rectified on the show because you are one of the most progressed teams in the guild. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yep.
Where are you guys at right now?
Right now we are 2 of 11 Mythic.
Nice.
Last weekend we were probably about 20 seconds from killing an ENR on Mythic, but just didn't get it done, so had to call it. You know how it is.
So what 2
But,
bosses... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, nothing. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what 2 bosses have you done on Mythic? Because I know a lot of the time the strategy isn't to do them in order the way it is for normal or heroic.
Oh, usually the common progression. So you have to kill Worldbreaker, the first boss. He's the gatekeeper of the whole instance, and then you have choices. We chose to do the Fellhounds second, and then
Yes, Sunny D and Purple Drank. I'm familiar with them.
Yep, correct. Yeah, that is what we call them too. Yep.
And you said you're doing A&R next, and you're about ready to get there. Do you guys have plans for who number 4 is going to be?
I think we're gonna do Portal Keeper Hazabel.
Ooh.
Okay.
I call her Hazabel because if you look in her loot table, she literally has a bell. So I don't know
I'm
if
stealing
that's why
that. That's
named
mine
her
now.
that or not. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so I guess that's a roadmap to what we're working on.
Would that be considered like a normal, like standard average progression path for a Mythic team?
Yeah, really, like the first. Well, I mean, not all the first 5 are equal in difficulty, but you can kind of pick and choose what your strengths are, I guess. Going to ENR, it benefits teams that have like warlocks in the group specifically, and then like Portal Keeper, you can there's strategies where you can use like 3 tanks, and we have a geared 3rd tank that we can use. So stuff like that. And then High Command, I think it's regarded as one of the harder ones. They're the hardest of the first 5, so I guess we're leaving that one for last.
Okay.
You've been Rectified has been a CTR raid team like from the very start of the guild, and a lot of people first learned about Rectified, through another podcast.
What?
Yeah, I mean, Coltrane, or he joined the team back in Siege of Orgrimmar. I wasn't. I mean, I don't know. I guess I was on the team. I pugged in when they didn't have enough members a few times early in the Siege of Orgrimmar progression. But Coltrane joined it because at the time the hours worked better for him with what job he was working, and he promoted it pretty heavily on the actual CTR podcast. He made a sounder and everything for it. So that's where a lot of people heard of it.
I'd play the sounder for you, but I don't actually have it. I should have thought of that.
Do you still have those kind of hours? When do you meet?
Yeah, we raid Saturday morning, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Server time. So if you're on the West Coast, it's early. East Coast, it's still early. Goes into the afternoon, but yeah, for me, I work 3rd shift. So I come home from Friday night, and I come home and I raid in the morning on Saturday, and then I go about my day pretty much. And it works out because it's really low impact on my real life. So whereas if I was raiding 2 nights a week, it would be hard to get the time, really.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It was one of those things that I had to budget with. With my wife, to be honest. that's where it had to come from. That's why I had to join.
So Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a 6 a.m. on Saturdays.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. A lot of people, they go out drinking Friday night or, doing whatever it is they do. Some of us just go to bed early and wake up and have coffee and raid.
I wake up and go to work.
There you go.
Oh, Saturdays. 6 a.m. Goodness.
So,
Yeah, I guess go ahead.
I was going to say those early morning teams, they must have a different dynamic than a late night team, right? Like, is there anything that you think the daytime sort of attributes to like how your team behaves? Like everyone's all jacked up on coffee instead of bogged down by beer. Like, is there a difference in performance or anything like that?
I don't know if there's necessarily a difference in performance. You still see the same kind of raid fatigue, like at the end of the morning after we've been raiding for 4 hours straight. Some people kind of lose their wits a little bit. Specifically early in the morning, funny things can happen because people are a little bit tired. They haven't got their coffee in yet. But the dynamic is different because, most of the time you don't get a lot of like super young 20-somethings or teens raiding with you. So it's I guess, a more mature atmosphere. Not entirely, but stuff like that.
It's okay. We're all out of our 20s. We can just say older.
Yeah, the
Bunch of old
older
farts waking
generation.
up first thing in the morning to.
I mean that's it's not entirely true. I mean, we have some people who are still in college and stuff too, but it's generally speaking, it's a lot of people with kids and families and stuff.
I just realized I may have spoke too soon. I don't think Turarts is quite into her 30s yet.
28. Still got another 18 months.
See
Wow.
that?
20
She's
months.
counting them by the day.
It's okay. Everyone at my job is older, and so they were talking about how they're almost 40 or almost 50, and I'm like, well, I'm almost 30. I wasn't talked to for the rest of the day, so
That's rough. That's rough.
it's fine. Well, speaking of kind of the different dynamic, are there any like stories that kind of stand out that you could share with us from raids?
Stories. I mean, usually any time that I screw up, a story gets made about it. So, I mean, there's a few. Do you want to hear them? Or
Yeah, that's why I asked.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't really like to talk about it when I screw up, but yeah. I don't know. So we were going through Hellfire Citadel. Do you guys remember that raid?
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And so do you remember I think it was the third boss in there, Cormrock, or I don't know. There were
The
like
pool
there were
guy?
like yeah, the pool guy, and there were
Yeah,
like
okay.
runes in a circle, and you had to like run through the runes and
I
stuff.
barely
Anyway,
remember. That raid went by so quickly.
yeah, so quickly. I know it was almost in and out before anyone even noticed that they were raiding it. But so I had watched a Mythic kill video of Method when they were doing Cormrock for the first time in the world, and they had their rogues use a speed boost and do the runes all by themselves. And I thought to myself, I could probably do that as a paladin. I seem to be fast enough, and needless to say, I didn't. And I wiped the raid, and people still don't let me live it down. So stuff like that.
Oh, you're that guy? Like, is it
I-
a perfectly
oh my
innocent
goodness.
wipe for no reason, for other reasons that have nothing to do with you? And you're all right, Jamal, come on, man. Did you have to let everybody down again?
So we were doing high command in the current raid,
Mm-hmm.
and it was our first time trying to kill it on heroic, and we were down to like, I don't know, 10% health on the boss left. And the pull before, I had popped bubble and I had hit a mine, and I didn't see the raid get stacks, and I'm like, oh, maybe if I use bubble and hit a mine, nobody gets stacks. So I popped bubble and I cleared a path to the next pod, and everyone died, and nobody knew why, and so I had to admit to that. There's actually more stories than I like to admit entirely, how I screw up sometimes, but I don't know, it's all in good fun.
I mean, it
And
can't
yet you
happen
still-
that often. Yeah, as it sounds like Sal was about to say, you guys are still crushing it, so it can't be that much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. If you ask any of my raiders, I'm pretty sure they would all have a different story to tell. But that's what makes it fun, remembering stuff like that.
I have a
And
weird
bring-
question.
Sure.
And I totally interrupted you. I apologize.
Very good.
When you said mature, a lot of people have different definitions of that word, and I hear people say, mature. That means there's quote unquote mature language, like tons of like D jokes or whatever, But I always kind of look at that as not so mature. I don't know. Is it? What am I trying to say?
Are you like adult content, or are you just like a bunch of people who are of older age?
Okay. Well, I mean, excuse me, I had to cough. Sorry.
It's a well-timed pause.
We can have adult conversations. It's not like where we ban any kind of weird topics or whatever, but when, Tor, as you might know, when you have kids, your vocabulary changes, and you don't, maybe it doesn't.
Not
I
hers.
don't know.
Not mine. Not here, yes, but no, sometimes you say things like, well, that fudging sucks, and people look at you and you're like, wow, I'm with
Exactly.
adults. I could say,
stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't have any weird outburst while I'm raiding because my kids are still awake and stuff. But it's I guess I don't know how to amply answer the question, or maybe I did.
with bacon and kegs, when you go in there, you hear the P word and other words too.
Oh.
I don't know if we can say.
Wait a minute. No. Here's the real question. Are there any Aussies on your team?
No, there
Okay.
aren't.
Then they're not. Then they're not dirty.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
The Aussies, man, they're perverts.
Spend too much time hanging out with Sly.
Throw them under the bus. I guess that's what you have to do.
No, Sly is supposed to come visit New York.
No kidding.
Yeah. Can you imagine me and Sly hitting the bars together? Whoa.
God, the city's not ready for it.
Wow. That's going to be great.
Tell me when this happens. I might.
Oh.
I haven't met anyone in the guild since 2014 when I went to the first or second Minnesota meetup, so I'm itching for a trip somewhere.
Can you imagine the three of us?
Barf has just lost it. No.
That would be the filthiest
Do
bar
you have
talk.
Oh, man, I would make those little frat boys blush, and it would be great.
And first of all, it's not frat boys here; it's hipsters.
Oh,
I'm in Brooklyn.
even better.
And it's crazy how that would be a situation where I would be the cleanest person there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'll let you know. She's got some kind of like nurse or midwife.
Oh, she has work. Oh,
Or
all
no,
right.
something like in Boston or somewhere. I don't know. I just it could be DC. I don't know, somewhere on the East Coast. But she wants to take some days off and come to New York. So I'm like, oh girl, you can come to New York. Yeah, and it'll happen.
We sidetracked real quick, but I'm always waiting for the day because I work in a public job where I see everyone in my town. I'm waiting for the day for someone just to come and be like, oh my God, you're Turarts. And in 4 years, it hasn't happened yet. How's not happening? I am disappointed in that, but no, it's fine.
Possibly everybody in Anaheim would do that if you came to BlizzCon.
I
I'm
know.
just saying.
I'm hoping. Budgeting sucks when
Yeah,
you
it
buy
does.
2 cars in 6 months because your other 2 cars. That's another topic for another time. Anyway, Jamal, you and I have some beef to clean up here.
Oh,
Sure, let's do
We
it.
have some beef. It's been a year since you've had to do this. I need to know who's on Rectified now. I can't keep track of you guys nowadays. You're at all the recruitment events.
What you want me to list the roster?
Close your stuff. Close it. It needs to be down. I can't usually I can
Yeah.
look you in the eye on the webcam, and I can
Oh, is
tell
that
if
what
you're
it is?
lying to me
Okay. Now
but
I
because-
understand.
because you don't have one after a year. I can't.
Okay, so our tanks are Xenodan and Masamune. Our healers are Lilianne, Jamie, Raze. Wow, this is embarrassing. Glaive Fu, Tika. How many healers is that? Was that 6? Oh, and Demetrius. There we go. There's those healers. And then melee DPS. So there's myself. There's Zephyr. We have Sue. We have Sneg. We have Rada. We have Toric. And we have Sesame. I believe that's. Oh, and then we have a new monk, whose name I don't know, but new monk. There you go.
New monk. Love it.
Yep. We have 2 mages. We have Will and Fusionator. We have 3 hunters, Krios, Boned, and Bailey. We have 2 warlocks. We have Ionis and Speakerbox. We have a shadow priest named Disgusting. And we have an elemental shaman named Hashi. That's all the ranged, right?
Don't ask me, man. I don't know.
You tell us.
I'm trying to wonder if I skipped any classes, and I hope I didn't. Do you guys think I skipped any classes? Because that's all I can think of.
You did melee, range, healer, tank.
Yep.
Unless you have some like mixer uppers that do both and you miss them.
Nope. Got it. Done.
Like those
There you go.
weirdo druids or shamans that just can't decide if they're melee or ranged.
We had a boomkin up until last week named Sparkplug, but he had to step away too much time at work. So there we go. I'm pretty sure I got everyone.
Is there a team at all in CTR that you may have a playful rivalry with?
A rivalry with? Well, I don't think of it as a rivalry, but everyone in the Edamame Enterprise raid team, they use us as motivation. And I'll definitely say that because they're not here to defend themselves.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So we've had players on the team who have alts in our team and mains over there, and so I mean we talk back and forth all the time. I like all the players on the team. They're all fantastic, and because we only have 4 hours, we really aggressively cut our farm time. So like we'll skip a lot of heroic bosses so that we can get into Mythic because we don't have that second day to go and work on progress and stuff. And sometimes one of the alts from my team will go on their main on the other team and say, well, geez guys, Rectified, they're already working on this Mythic boss. We have to step it up. We have to stop doing heroic and we have to get ahead of them. We have to beat them. And so yeah, motivation, definitely. Friendly rivalry, sure, why not?
Another thing about like kind of the dynamic and your involvement in the guild. Do you have a lot of people who've been there the whole time, who've been there for years on your team?
Oh man, so I don't know if I can say a lot. Years, multiple years, 2 years, probably, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time, there's not many of us. There's 2 people left from when I originally joined the team before I was even the raid leader of it. Myself and our druid healer Lil.
Mm.
We're the only original members from when I joined. But quite a few people made the switch from Warlords over, and then some people Legion kind of burned them out in the beginning, and but yeah, I don't know, it's tough because either when you're recruiting, sometimes you'll get people who will join the team and they'll be, they'll see the progression and they'll say that's what I want, and then they'll join and they realize it really is only 4 hours a week, one day, and they realize that isn't what they want. So we go through a lot of turnover because of that, unfortunately.
I can see that. I understand that.
Because because we push through content quickly. Either the people who are able, usually who have the time and the dedication to do that, also have options. And 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning isn't always their number one option.
But if you guys go through players that way, I mean, are you currently recruiting? Are you looking to beef the roster up a little bit, or are you guys good for right now? I'd
love to. So I say we're always recruiting. I love to find people who who I feel would want to raid those hours and stuff. Right now we have, like I said, we have 6 healers for a Mythic team. That's a lot. We have people to cover in case people are missing. We have 2 tanks and we have a 3rd tank to fill in for when one of those guys is out, and we have 8 melee DPS, which is quite a lot. So we are recruiting, but really at this point it's only kind of ranged.
Cool.
So, sure, yeah, I've been hearing that all expansion.
and I can't. I guess a boomkin would be the only thing that we don't have on the roster for full time. So that's I guess, the highest priority, but really anything goes in that regard. I wouldn't discourage anyone who thinks that they would want to join or come in and do a couple heroic bosses or whatever. I wouldn't discourage them from apping or talking to me, but that's what I'd be looking for ideally.
Sure.
Right on. If there's any big badass DPS out there, range DPS, go ring up Rectified.
Rectified.
Rectified. I can't do the thing. So if they were looking to track you down, how could they do that?
So I'm on Twitter, Jamal CTR, at Jamal CTR, one word, whatever. We have a raid team Twitter, at CTR Rectified, I believe. And if I got it wrong, I guess I'm going to get yelled at. And then obviously I don't run it, so forgive me. We have a website, rectified.com. And yeah, that's usually the best way to get a hold of me. I'm on Discord in the CTR channel, so you can always send me a message there.
It is. I can confirm it is CTR Rectified.
There you go.
And
Fantastic.
it will be in the show notes because I'm putting them there now. Cool. Well, before we kick you out, do you got any shout outs?
I am supposed to thank Fizzle from Edamame Enterprise. So thanks, Fizzle. I am supposed to tell Torek that when I have wings up, no, I don't have to leave the raid, even with bombs on Argus. And I don't know. Shout out to my whole team, if anyone's listening. I don't know if they are. They don't listen to me in raids, so why would they listen to a podcast about me talking about raiding, I guess. And then I guess shout out to the guild, who, everyone that makes it possible for me to run a raid team without having to deal with the nonsense and ridiculousness that is running a guild also, because that's why I'm here. I love the fact that I don't have to deal with any of the drama of running a guild. I can just raid, and it makes it that much better.
Yeah, I never quite think of it that way.
I server transfer. Well, I didn't server transfer them myself, but I brought my entire raid team over here in MOP because recruitment was real hard on our original server on Thunderhorn, and I did it for that reason, because I was getting burned out trying to run a guild and run a raid team, so I just wanted to do one of those things.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, man, the guild's better to have you guys for sure.
Oh,
Better,
yeah.
Well,
definitely.
Thanks. I think definitely.
Thanks so much for coming on and giving us the update on Rectified, man.
It was fantastic. Thanks for inviting me.
Cool. And keep in touch, and we'll see you, in a year and a half or something like that, and with a webcam.
I would not.
They're like $12, man.
$12. I'll tell you what, you can
cheap one.
Hey, listen, I think I have an Amazon wish list thing. Go ahead and give me one there. I don't know what to tell you.
You got
We're
it,
gonna
dude.
get like 10 webcams.
I think the Logitech G930. That's the good one. C930.
I have a 960. Yeah, that one's good.
Boom. There you go. See? Yep. Definitely. I'll expect it in the mail, and then you guys will be the first to know when I get one.
Okay. You'll let us know.
Good
All
deal.
right, cool.
Thanks, guys. It was great. Do I hang up? Do I press
Right,
the
we'll
button?
hang up on you.
Yeah, we'll kick you.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Bye.
Bye.
The rules are different.
Maybe you need to hang
Yeah, hang on, please.
up.
This is why I asked.
I was trying to right-click you, and there's nothing happening.
Have a good night, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Oh, let me do it. Oh, one of us hung up on one of us. It's fine. It's
Cool.
okay.
Good.
Well, while we bring the amazing Eshelon in, who hopefully has a ton of haps for us with Raid Team, let
Hang
me
on.
hook you up with some. Oh,
It's time for tea!
Okay, now you can go.
Let me hook you up with some guild events. First of all, and I know we talked about this last time, the 5 years officially wrapped. Cats. They're like kids. I don't know if you can hear them growling. Anyway, the 5 years officially wrapped up, and all the prizes are out. Thank you guys again so much. It is amazing to be with this guild for 5 years and to help plan this stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We are doing something that I'm super excited. We used to do this back when I first, not when I first, we've done it kind of randomly throughout, but meet and greets. It's a great way for you to come into, we used to do this in Mumble. Now it's going to be Discord. We've upgraded. Come into a Discord channel, hang out and chat with fellow guildmates, with officers. If there are any updates or anything like that, we'll kind of let you know. Then sometimes we have little updates, like I think we announced we were looking into Discord at one of these at one point in time. Not mandatory, but it's just a fun, laid back, kind of low key way to hang out with guildies and get to know people better. Because sometimes in this guild, you get lost in the numbers. You're with your raid team all the time and you're doing this. So it's just kind of a way to really hone in on that community aspect of CTR. That is going to be happening on the 11th of February, and that is going to be at 6 p.m. server, and we're bringing the Blue Recruits back. They're going to be hanging out in-game at Blue Recruits, which back in the day was the guild spot to hang out, but it'll be tons of fun. So come meet some guildies and have a great time, just kind of talking to people you don't normally get to talk to. Yeah, that's all we have going on. We're kind of winding down from the 5 year, but I expect that to have stuff soon.
Nice.
Good evening, everyone.
Sup, dude?
What's up?
Camera's working this time.
It's a miracle.
What now?
Magic. That's why I rolled a mage. Magic. All right, you guys ready for a raid report?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
All right, we are going to do upside down raid report. What is an upside down raid report, you ask? We start at the bottom and we go to the top. So, our most progressed Mythic team this week is Warfront. They got down Portal Keeper and High Command. Those guys are now 5 of 11. Edamame got down Fellhounds and ENR. They are 3 of 11. Rectified and Facepull took out Fellhounds. They are both 2 of 11. And the newest member of the Mythic progression in the CTR Guild is the Asparagus Initiative, knocking out Worldbreaker. So congratulations for all the Mythic progression. That's a total of 7 Mythic kills in the last 2 weeks. On the heroic side, starting at the bottom of the list and work our way up to the top. Raid 6, highly offensive, casual elite, and Dark One's Own Luck all got their Argus kills. So ahead of the curve to all those guys. Hell to Pay got Agrimar. From the Ashes and Epic Eggplant are working on Agrimar. They've taken out Coven. They're 9 of 11. And let's see, Salad Senate, Cruel's Gone Wild, Resolve, and the Fire Department are all 8 of 11, taking out Varamathras. Rolling Thunder and TLDR took out Kangoroth. Hump Day Heroes, 9 to Midnight, Bacon and Kegs, and the Fallen Knights all got 6 of 11, taking out Eminar the Soul Hunter. And they have crossed the bridge. The Raid Brunch takes out Portal Keeper, and HTX comes in after getting their normal Argus kill. They come in and do Worldbreaker, Fellhands, and ENR in the last couple weeks. So good job to all those guys. Same for Gluttons for Punishment. Took out Argus and came in and did Heroic, Worldbreaker, Fellhounds, and ENR. Room with a Moose got Fellhounds. Troublemakers came in after their Argus kill and did Worldbreaker. And we have 2 other normal Argus kills, Banana Republic and the Rubber Chickens. Very good. All right, and so some trinkets and trinket upgrades are going around there. And then we have Sunday Mask showed up in the last couple weeks, took out Eminar and Kangoroth. So congratulations to everybody. We've got, that's a total of 8 normal progression kills, 40 heroic progression kills, and 7 mythic progression kills.
Dude, that's a lot.
That is
40
amazing.
heroic, you said?
40 heroic progression kills in total.
My God.
We're in weeks 9 and 10, so still got a few weeks to go before it'll slow down, I would say.
Oh, for sure. That is so exciting, though.
Not as many weeks as I would have thought, though. Because, I mean, didn't they say that, well, I said they say, to pre-order a video game, you have to, like, list a release date for it, and the one tied to Battle for Azeroth was, like, the end of September. So we don't have nearly as much time in this raid as I thought. We were going to have plenty of time, but, like, I expected to be here till December.
That's still 9 months, though.
Yeah, it is, but, like, I remember previous ends of expansions.
Yes. Previous expansions have been different.
A little different. A little, we won't talk about Siege of Orgrimmar.
No. No one wants to talk about Siege anymore. But that's exciting. That's a ton of teams that we have still active. Well, I think it's time for some chat room shoutouts. So if you guys have them, throw them at me, and I'll read them. Ash, do we have any Twitter
I got the Twitter shoutouts. I got them right here.
Okay.
Nice.
Here we go. Done. All right. Go. Chat room shoutouts. Do it.
Well, I will give a second for the chat room to shout out. As Sal said at the beginning of the show, I think we all kind of were like, oh God, there's a show today. So I know I did not spam as much as I usually do. But I do have one from Zato saying I'd like to shout out to Jamal. And Yamo shouts out to all the greeters rocking this busy time with allied races and Toon Boost. Yes. And just an update on that, guys. So we have our rules. 15 for normal, just regular tunes. 60 for Death Knights. 100 for Demon Hunters. For your allied tunes, guys, those need to be level 25 to get in the guild. 25, you just got to go up 5 levels, do like a dungeon in your BOAs. Maybe 2 dungeons. Maybe. And you'll have it. Zeta also shouts out to Silverbolt just because. But yeah, 25 for allied. Want to get that out there. That is important. And as always, if we make a mistake and you see someone in the guild that's 21, don't make a big deal. Get yours to 25. It happens. But I think Barf has a good role on his greeters.
Yeah, there were some invites kind of before we had a discussion about how exactly we were going to handle that, but everything worked out just fine, and it's been working out just fine ever since, so it's looking good on my end.
Perfect. Frog Spout shouts out to those that helped out with the Unsung Heroes this past week to help new raiders in Emerald Nightmare and Trial of Valor. Awesome. Yep. That's totally exciting. That's a new normal raid team that's kind of helping those that maybe haven't raided yet or are new to raiding, maybe switched a role or something kind of in a comfortable, I would say, structured. So you're kind of learning about how to roll your class and stuff setting.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of fun. It's awesome.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
It's awesome. That is a hard job, too.
Heroes. It's a raid team that's I think Sprout created. Sprout and a couple other greeters has talked about in our officer chat for a while. It's to kind of help those raiders who maybe are nervous, who haven't found their home yet, or have switched roles. So now you're healing and you don't want to like that anxiety healing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a raid team kind of like what our graduation from LFR was back in the day. But they're just kind of helping people get into these normal raids, see the content at a above LFR page. So It's super awesome. I love it when we got to do these things for the guild. That's why we do it. Community, teamwork, respect. Unsung heroes.
Awesome.
Training ground. There we go. Training ground's good. But I think that's, I'm waiting. So I'm kind of gabbing a little to see if any other shout outs come in. But I think, guys, we're good. I think we've shouted out.
Have we done a show?
I think we might be right around in the neighborhood of showtime. What about what about us? How about we doing some shout outs?
I want to shout out to Bob and Vic for my Westworld podcast because I've had to reschedule on them a few times, largely because of my birthday. And you know what? April 22nd.
April 22nd
is when Westworld comes back to us. Comes back in our lives.
So excited that I could see the commercial but couldn't hear it because I'm like 6 episodes deep into season 1. I haven't quite finished it yet. And I was told very explicitly, oh my God, it's such a shame that you saw the commercial because I'm like, I didn't hear it. I saw pictures of things and it looked exciting, and then it said Westworld at the end, and I was very happy, but I didn't actually hear any of the things that were said because remember Obnoxious Football Guy from earlier?
Yeah.
He was doing an Eagles chant, and I heard nothing else besides his raspy Eagles voice. So I feel like I might have lucked out on that front. Yeah.
Good job.
Anyway, you were talking about your Westworld podcast. Share with us the title of such show so that the rest of the world, if it's shout-out time, we may as well pimp all of our projects and things.
Your project.
Okay. Well, it's part of Electric Streams Media, and we've actually got a name change for it. We're calling it Pariah Cast.
Perfect.
I love it. I love it.
After my favorite town in Westworld.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right on.
And then to my Dark Moon Herald post, I did the same thing. So there was no Dark Moon Herald yesterday. Yeah, because Reb was sick and Rodney was not around, and so Kevin just couldn't do it by himself. So he's probably all mad. He's not in the chat room this week. So no, people get sick. It's fine. But I'm really happy to have all these great people in my life, and it just now feels like right now the holidays are over.
Yeah.
Well, you're still wearing a Christmas sweater.
It's comfy and warm. It's cold here.
Right. Well, I am just now getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? Birthday's done. Stuff's done. Everything okay. Let's get back to normal life. And I'll be very happy to not forget that we're going to have a show for the Converted. See, I didn't skip a Converted.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So here we go. Who's next?
My shout out goes to my man Don on the team. He did one of those things where you just kind of pulling a boss over and over again, and you take a little break and you watch a little video, and he's like, I kind of noticed this one little thing. And he did one of those. He pulled that number on us, and we made one little change and had the boss dead in 3 or 4 more pulls. So
That's
thanks
awesome.
to our man Don, he gets my MVP.
Well, I have a couple of shout outs. First of all, and Bruce, you kind of mentioned this in chat, our buddy Cuddles, the game case, made partner on Twitch over the weekend. So a huge shout out to him for getting that purple check mark. I can tell you, I played some games with him, his first partner stream. The purple check does not mean you game good. Does not mean you all of a sudden know how to game good, hon. No, it was tons of fun. Super excited for him. He's going to have a celebratory stream in the future. But no, that's awesome. Our buddy Cuddles got partner. And then shout out to, like I said, the officers, everyone that helped out with the 5-year, whether you were donating or hosting things. It's a huge task, and I cannot thank you enough. From doing the first one all by myself, it was a lot of work, and you guys have come on, and it's so much easier now, and I super appreciate it. And also shout out because so I'm going to be streaming during the day this week because I have some time off work. But next week, before our next show, is my Project 168 fundraiser kickoff. So I talked about this a few episodes ago. But Stack Up, which is a organization for veteran streamers, and Special Effect, which is an organization UK-based right now that develops software for disabled and whatever capacity that happens to be, people to play games. It's really amazing if you watch their video. My group is doing a 168-hour rolling stream to raise 100,000 pounds, which is roughly $1,000 for these 2 charities. So the following week, I will be doing a lot of that stuff. So shout out to you guys for putting up with me, because I've been getting on you about we need to get stuff done. So thank you for letting me do that. And then, yeah, again, shout out to Cuddles. For real, guys. You did the check. You got it now. I don't know what happens after the check, but keep on doing what you do.
The checks.
The checks. More than one.
The
To
big
change
fat
colors.
checks. No, I'm talking about money. He's going to stack paper like crazy. He's going to be a famous internet man.
I told him he needs to steal me cake at all those Twitch parties. I'm serious. I need cake. I want me cake.
I fully expect several stories just like Fists from BlizzCon, how she was smuggling food out of the things. I fully expect that to happen regularly.
Oh, yeah.
I have a couple of shout-outs.
Yes,
First of
Barf,
all,
enlighten
I
us.
want to give a big shout-out to the guys at the Epic Fail podcast for having me on last week. Being as we're talking about all the other podcasts we're on, Sal, Miss Famous. I had a ton of fun. The show went a little long, but I think I had even more fun for it. I promise you guys, we'll keep this a secret between us, not to tell anybody that you guys are super gracious and good people and all that stuff. Keep it between us on the DL. You have my word. Also, and you can find them at Epic Fail Podcast on Twitch and on iTunes and whatever.
Yep.
Also, everyone else has said it, and I had it written down first, so I claim credit. The CTR officers for really seriously stepping up this week. With the release of the new races and the character boosts to 110 and all that, the CTR LFO channel in Airy Peak, where the officers monitor for people who need help doing guildy things, has been bouncing. And the officers have been working their butts off, getting invites out to people and making sure everyone's taken care of. So big thanks to you guys. If you see an officer running around, tell them you love them, because they deserve the praise and the accolades. They're doing a lot of good work. And I think that about wraps us up. Yes?
Yeah.
Just about? All right.
Right on.
Yeah.
We are all finished here, ladies and gentlemen, for this week. I want to thank Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for our theme music, and to Where's Occasion for getting the word out there every week. You can find us on Twitter at converted_CTR. Turarts is at Turarts. Sal is summer_Sal. Esh is at Eshelon. And I am at Barfolomew_CTR. Sal, when's the next episode and who do we have?
Our next show is February 19th. Tommen of Threat Level Midnight is meant to return.
Right on.
And that'll be, he's always a really good one to talk to. And he hasn't even said yes about that date yet, but I'm confident. I'm confident we'll see Tom in the very near future.
That sounds like it'll be a great show. Saying goodbye for Turarts.
Bye.
For Sal.
See you later.
For Ash.
We'll see you in the void.
And for myself. We'll see you next time, everybody.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really.
Cool.
The outro changed a little bit for me. Is it like 3 seconds from the end? It sounded different for a second. Might have just been me.
So I didn't hear anything, but
I didn't notice anything.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it wasn't there.
Been looking at these Philadelphia on fire videos.
Yeah.
Yep.
That place
Eagles
is descending into the void.
Eagles fans are practicing because I don't know if you saw my Twitter yesterday, but I found out that they're gonna be relocated to Teldrassil. They're gonna be living there for a while, and then who knows what's gonna happen? Probably terrible bad things
Involving fire.
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a good game though. And then, but Kevin Hart was the best play.
Yeah, I
thought.
kept hearing things about Kevin Hart. I didn't actually see him, but I also wasn't super duper focused on the halftime show, so that could be part of it.
It wasn't the halftime show. It was while they're passing the trophy around and bringing the trophy to the stage, and I was watching it pretty carefully. I don't know why. Yeah, this guy was trying to get on stage, and Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, is that Kevin Hart? And it totally was. Yeah. And then later on, he got on to the NFL Network and dropped an F-bomb, and
Oh.
yeah.
Classy.
And then I was looking at his Instagram today, and he was like, kids, you shouldn't drink. Don't drink, kids. Don't drink.
I feel like that's.
But
the
I
whole
don't
story.
care. The Eagles have landed. It's flying Eagles.
I don't know, man. But like,
Oh no.
I drink and I don't climb up on stages and do things that are inappropriate. I just sit quietly on the couch and wish that I was at home with my void elf. Like it's.
No, he acted a fool. Yesterday. Everyone was making fun of him. I mean, it's not like he was a total. I mean, he didn't do anything horrendous. He just, did stuff embarrassing. And he's like, "Yeah, this is probably the number 2 stupidest thing I've ever done."
What's number 1 then? Like, what's number 1?
Oh, he's probably referring to getting caught cheating.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I can only assume.
Did he used to play for the Patriots?
Oh, snap.
I'm aware of what the memes are. I'm hip
Honestly-
and cool with the kids, man.
The Bears are my team, and they suck. I love you, Bears, but y'all suck. So I didn't care who won. I just know I hate Tom Brady. So I was like, if you could not win, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would just like, because I wasn't paying attention to it at all. And then I'm just reading Twitter going, all right, so we're supposed to hate Tom Brady? Is that
Yeah.
the thing?
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Okay, so we don't like Tom Brady. Okay, I get it. That's what this is about. I get it. Okay. Yeah.
I was really hoping this year for because my dad's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so I wanted a Pennsylvania Bowl. I wanted that to happen. It didn't, obviously, but that's what I wanted.
Well, all I know is that
Yeah.
that trophy looked gross at the end.
You see, Dot
What?
What?
talking to
It's
my
not
wife.
Lonnie.
Sorry,
Lonnie.
talking to the wife. One of my teammates starts saying things in chat, so I had to make sure
Oh.
she saw it.
I can't believe we're on episode 121. It feels like just yesterday we were doing 100.
Or number 40. Just yesterday. Number 40.
What?
Read a poem on the air. It was super embarrassing. But I didn't forget a single Raider's name.
Ash did a poem.
Couldn't do it
Oh.
today because I haven't been practicing or memorizing. But I can deliver some mail. If you need me to deliver some mail on air, I can deliver mail. I'm a postmaster.
Oh,
You
You got
Yeah.
the postmaster achievement.
I get
Oh,
it.
I'm so.
I had to. There's a pet. So
I know.
I was required. Oh, and I got a pet for the anniversary event. You
You
sent me a
did.
pet. Oh my gosh.
Did you have that pet?
I did not have that pet. I was so excited to get
What?
that pet.
I can't.
It
Oh, I
was
knew
a
it was a.
It was a Sprite Darter hatchling. Shh,
Yes,
shh, don't tell
yes.
anybody. Lonnie's super jealous. It's a good pet, and it's really hard to get. So
I
oh,
think
she
Lonnie
has-
got
I
something
know.
pretty nifty too, if I remember.
She did. She got good stuff too.
I said there was thanks to J-Man donated a lot. A lot of people.
Oh, I
got
know, J-Man.
mouse.
Golly, J-Man.
But yeah, there was a couple pets. There was a it's a spore that comes from Whaling Taverns. It's hard to get. It's like a rare drop out of the bay that
Caverns?
you get. Whaling
Yeah.
Caverns, yeah.
Wetling
go-
Taverns! I want to go to that
Whaling
dungeon!
I
Taverns.
know, right?
Wrong.
Right? Whaling Tavern sounds like a place to drink.
I want to
Go.
go there!
That would be fun.
That's exciting!
That if they ever do a Blizzard World, that's what they need to call their pub, Whaling Taverns.
I'm getting on the phone right now with Blizzard.
Blizzard?
My contacts over there.
Gotcha.
Made a lot of friends like Chris Metzen and Mike Morheim when I was hanging
Oh,
out
yeah.
with them
Oh, yeah.
over at BlizzCon in Disneyland.
There were back to my story though. From Whaling
Mhm.
Caverns, from the daily, there's a spore pet that drops out of the bag, but it's super rare. And someone donated a level 25 of that, and it sells for like 3.5-4 million on the auction house. And as I was mailing that out, I'm just like, oh, this is so hard
Oh
to
my
send.
gosh.
so hard to hit send, but I did, and they sent me one back saying, "Oh my God, I'm just like, that was a tough one, buddy. That was a tough one, but congratulations."
Yeah, Lonnie says she's doing it every week to try and get it.
Yeah, no.
If it's
It was
selling for that much, it must be massively rare.
Yeah, that's what it was saying. That's what my little thing was saying on my, because I look at all the prizes we get, and because we got more prizes than obviously I donated, but all the big ones I try and put in the raffle. So I look at what this one cost, what that one cost, because I want bigger chance for you guys to get something that you actually might not have.
I know J-Man was just like for a month before the anniversary. Every time I whispered him, he's like, "No, I'm doing this thing for the anniversary. I'm farming this pet. No, I'm working on the Violet Sands. No, man, I can't right now. I'm doing, it's like, dude, oh, okay, all right."
Like I have a nightmare bell pet that someone returned because they didn't need it, so that's gonna be one of the ones that I give away this week sometime.
I got a rock.
What?
Hey, rocks are good. Geodes, I love geodes. They're not bad.
We talked about Naxi. Naxi's going to be given away this week.
We've got this running joke in my team where like the boss dies and we're picking through the loot and I got tier chest but I don't need it. Does anyone need paladin tier chest? And we're all talking about it and then one guy in the back, I got a rock. Like I actually got quite a generous gift and I already had it.
You already had it. I know. Yeah. I had 2 or 3 people. I had someone return an Onyx Panther.
Wow.
So, and I was just like, oh, you already have this. Okay.
Oh,
so
I know who did that.
Was it you?
I know. No, it was Lonnie. She's a jewel crafter. She totally made that. She made the Onyx Panther in Pandaria, and she made me the Ruby one in Pandaria. We did that. That was one of our things we did together.
Aww.
Yeah. When it was Panda Land.
I say you can send me the Onyx Panther first. No, I am super pleased with how this anniversary turned out and all the donations we got. 6-year anniversary, guys, is only 11 months away, by the way. If you have donated,
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Be here any minute.
All right, I know. No, for real. If you have donated now.
Oh Lord.
Sal's falling asleep. Ash usually always has something to hop into, so why don't we say we post-showed successfully?
I think we did.
I think we did.
post-showed.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
For real.
Yeah.